During the last 2 years, asset managers have experienced volatility in their portfolios higher than most thought possible. I'm here with Boryana Interview, President of Finanalytica, a provider of fat-tailed market risk models used by hedge funds and asset managers, to ask her how well vendor models predict extreme events. So Boryana, Finanalytica have been delivering risk models based on fat-tailed analysis since 2001. What approaches have you seen your competitors use to help their clients predict extreme events?
Well, RiskMetrics has implemented a fat-tailed model in 2006, but they haven't marketed very widely up to the last year, actually. And then Barra has started to work on a fat-tailed model probably about a year or two ago, and as far as we know, it should be released this year.
I know that you've published a white paper recently looking at their approaches. What were your findings?
Well, it was very interesting actually to replicate the models into our system. Our framework is flexible enough in order to incorporate different fat-tailed assumptions quite easily. So what we did is actually to replicate what they publish in their methodology documents and to compare and contrast how the different models behave on different asset classes and during different periods of the market.
OK, well, let's have a look at RiskMetrics first. What did you find out about their approach?
Their approach is based on the classical student T model, and due to the fact that it fixes the so-called tail parameter, that is the probability of extreme events, to be equal all the time and also to be equal across assets, it's very difficult for this model to actually point out to the key tail risk contributors and diversifiers, and also to serve as an early warning indicator that there is an upcoming regime shift in the market. So basically, this model performs pretty much well during the volatile, very volatile markets, but it's very conservative during normal market conditions.
So are they recommending that you'd use their fat-tailed models in all circumstances or only in extreme circumstances?
Well, I think that they don't recommend using it during normal market conditions.
And what about Barra? What did you discover about their approach?
Well, their approach is based on extreme value theory, and it has some very deep complexities in being implemented in a large scale, and especially for financial applications, because it needs a lot of data. It needs like 5,000 observations in order to fit the model. This makes the application of such a model for financial industry not to be current, not to reflect the current market environment, just because it uses history so deep into the past that is not at all reflective of the current market conditions.
Recently, MSCI has announced its intention to buy RiskMetrics. What implications do you think that will have for risk managers?
Well, first, I think it will slow down the process of adopting really reliable fat-tailed risk model to the market. And second, I personally wonder how those two quite different approaches to modeling extreme events will be tied together.
This interview is part of a series looking at what the last 2 years have taught us about predicting extreme events. In the next edition, we'll be discussing Finanalytica's approach to this challenge.